What's happening, party people? Happy daily morning motivational message. It is Thriving Thursday. We do motivation every day because it's just like taking a bath. You may not feel like taking a bath, you might be exhausted. You might just feel like, I just want to close my eyes and go to sleep. And you have funk all over you. And you're so tired that you don't care. You just want to sleep. But then something in you says, nah, nah, man, get up. You don't want to. When I was coming up, like, my mom would say, don't come in and sit on the couch with your play clothes. You know, take off your play clothes, put on your in-home clothes, basically your pajamas. And so there's something in you that says, no, let me get up and go ahead and take a shower, even though I'm exhausted. And you know what? You take the shower, and then afterwards, you feel better and you sleep better because you're not sticky. There's nothing worse than that sticky, sweaty feel. And we've all had moments, I'm sure, when you've just been, putting in the work and you're really getting after it, and you could literally just fall asleep wherever you're standing, wherever you're sitting. But when you take a few extra beats and you do take that shower, even though you don't feel like it, you feel better afterwards. So motion can create emotion. But if you go off of your emotion, sometimes you're going to be in wrong motion. And it's about doing these things that we know need to be done, even though we don't feel like it, even though we're not excited to do anything. We're doing those things that we don't feel like it because we know it needs to be done. Amateurs allow life to get in the way. Professionals stick to a schedule. Amateurs allow life to get in the way. Professionals stick to a schedule. Life is going to life, and there's no escaping that. You're going to have days where you don't have it, and you're going to have to get up and get after it anyway. You're going to have moments when you are just at your wits' end and you don't feel like taking another step, but you have to take the next step. Even though everything in you is telling you you don't have it in you, you still got to take the next step because motion creates emotion. If we just wait all the time to feel right, to catch the vibe, we miss all of these opportunities to make progress. We miss all these opportunities to grow because we're waiting to be inspired. We're waiting to catch that moment. And I'm not saying that those moments of inspiration don't happen. Of course they do. But we want to treat those as bonus. Okay? We want to be intentional with how we're moving throughout each and every day. Because guess what? I wasn't like on top of it. I didn't spring out of bed this morning. Normally, like I have a body clock. So even if I set an alarm, it doesn't matter. I always get up before the alarm. And so I had a really late night and I was in my zone. I was in my creative space and I just couldn't go to sleep. So when it was time to get up, like I was dragging, y'all. Like I was like, oh man, my body was like, oh man. And I was also feeling the workout from yesterday too. And I was like, oh man. But you know what? I said, man, I still got, there are things I got to do. I got to move. Motion creates emotion. And because I got into movement, it just reminded me of some things I got to get done. It reminded me of some things I have to take care of. And all of a sudden, I'm putting things in place. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Not 100%, but it's starting to come back. So I want you to understand that part of this journey of growth, you're here because you want to grow. You wouldn't be listening to this if you didn't understand and appreciate the importance of consistency with listening to positive daily motivational messages, taking a point or two, adding it into your life, implementing it into your life. You understand that. And you also understand that there are things that are going to happen that are outside of your control. There are things that are going to happen that may catch you off guard. But if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And there's nothing as powerful as a prepared mind. It doesn't mean that you're living in this cataclysmic, waiting for the apocalypse kind of thing, and you're always expecting the other shoe to drop or for something negative to happen. Like this is too good. Like I knew it was too good to be true. I knew this things was just going too well. And no, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying being prepared for life. Understanding that life is relentless. It's going to come at us in some way, shape, or form. So you can't take that personally. You can't internalize that. Don't let that get in the way of your purpose, get in the way of your power, get in the way of that clear and concise mental picture that you have painted, so that because you know the vision that you have and where you're going. So when you understand these things and you have that prepared mind, when those things, inevitable peaks, valleys, trials, tribulations, when those things happen, you take it in stride. You don't get too high, you don't get too low. You simply keep it moving. And so I want to encourage you today to stay in motion. Motion creates emotion. I want to encourage you to stay committed to the tasks that need to be done, the actions that you must take that are in alignment with your outcome, the phone calls that you need to make, the appointments that you need to set, the overviews that you need to do, the introductions and the marketing and promotion of your business and your work. All of the activities, the income producing activities that you know are going to get you closer to your goal, that are going to move you progressively forward, keep doing those, even and especially when you don't feel like it, even and especially when you don't have any mojo. Just act like you do. If you ain't got no mojo, act like you do. See, here's the thing. I led a very monastic lifestyle for years. I had to. I had to live a monastic lifestyle, meaning I had to work out consistently. I had to make sure I was putting the right foods in my body. I had to make sure I was getting adequate rest, and I had to do it every single day, no days off. I didn't have holidays. I wasn't able to go home and spend time with my family over the holidays because I was performing. I was on stage eight shows a week. So 6 days a week I'm performing, and we're doing 8 shows in those 6 days. So when the curtain call, we're in half hour, 7:30, and then you get 15 minutes, then you get 10, and then you get 5, and then you get curtain call. You know that you have to go on stage and you have to create an experience for a room full of strangers. And you have to do it at the highest level of focus and emotional commitment and energetic intensity. And you got to do it 8 times a week. Nobody cares if you had a crappy day. Nobody cares if you just got evicted from your apartment. Nobody cares if you didn't have a meal. Nobody cares if you just broke up with your partner. Nobody cares if somebody, you just got some terrible news. Come 7:30 is half hour, 7:45 is 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and then curtain. 8 o'clock is showtime. I lived that way for years. It's one of the best disciplines that I've ever cultivated in my life because it taught me the power of a prepared mind and a made up mind. It taught me the power of motion creating emotion. It taught me the power of disciplining my emotional state and disciplining my life so that I'm always ready. I'm ready. I stayed ready. I didn't have to get ready. I invite you to be disciplined. I invite you to stay in motion. And I invite you to stay the course. If you got some value out of this, please like and subscribe. Go ahead and pass this video on because it's a blessing to be a blessing. Have an awesome, thriving Thursday.